All right, everybody, good morning. Welcome to Forex Academy War Room. Today is Friday, September 19th, and we are going over the summary for the week. And we might even get into a little bit of what's been going on this month. When you're working with a 4-hour chart, the candles aren't very big. It's like on a 5-minute chart, you'd go way back, but 4-hour chart, you can get a lot of information in a long period of time. So a short amount of information in a long period of time. So we're just going to see what happened, and I'm going to tell you my thoughts on what's been occurring. I'll give you the laydown. The red line here represents the start of the month. This is week 1, green line. Week 2, green line. Week 3. And so this particular market, Australian dollar to the Swiss franc, nothing has been going on in there. So we'll just move on. Australian dollar to the Japanese yen, we did get one miss opportunity here where we had a reversal, a triple top reversal, and we got the engulfing candle, we had volume, we have a really nice divergence going on here, but the engulfing candle was too large for me, and so I wanted it to do a pullback to about 50% of the engulfing candle. That never happened. Did not get in that one, and that was at the beginning of the month. Overall for the month, let's see, we've had this week we had 2 wins. We're currently in 1 live trade, and we passed on 4. Overall for the month, we're up 4 wins with 1 loss, and I will show you those. So other than that that miss over here, and some of these misses, I've missed them because of timing. 9 p.m. at night or 5 p.m. at night, and I'm typically not in front of the computer at that time. And so here, again, first of the month, this is the week right here, and we really just haven't seen much action. You can see all the way from Monday to Friday, that's all we get. So it takes time for these setups to develop, guys. We don't do a lot of trading at the Forex Academy. We wait for the absolute golden egg, and then we shoot for it. Okay, so this week, we really didn't have anything for overall for the month. It looks like maybe I had a pass here. Yep, had a pass right here because the uptrend did not make a new high before it made the pullback, so that negates the continuation going up, and indeed it turned around and started going back down. Canadian dollar to the Japanese yen. So this week is right here. Really didn't get anything going on. We did have 1 pass over here, either volume or, and mark up the charts, man. Put your words, put your notes on your chart. Okay, so here we had volume was at 64, which is fairly small, and momentum is only at 32. So both of these were weak. Neither one of them was strong, and that's what I'm saying here, is that one of them needs to be really strong. I might be able to fudge on one of them, but not on both of them. So that was a pass. So nothing else going on there. Nothing for this week. And this week in Canadian dollar to the Singapore dollar, nothing going on. We had a pass right here, and I passed on it. This wasn't up. I passed on it because I felt the volume was too low. Momentum was really strong right here, and although the volume looked like it was strong, it really wasn't. It was only at 56, which isn't even in the ballpark for me. And it ended up going up, but that happens sometimes. You can't trade based on fear of missing out. So next one, we have the Swiss franc to the Japanese yen. And this one, this is our week right here. This guy here, what was I doing there? Had volume was at 77, momentum was high and clicking down. I was thinking of possible something, maybe I was looking for like some kind of reversal or something going on here, and I did not have any structure for it, so obviously that never worked out. And now we have new highs. We're pulling back. We went past there's just no structure here for the market to come down to. Not for me anyway. Some people might have got in right here if you're on a lower time frame because it did come back. That would have been structure on a 1 hour, and you might have been able to get that, but that's not how I do it. First part of the month, we did take a win right here, and this was from a pullback. So we got a solid SR zone, made a pullback out of it. This is all consolidation, and it came down back into the area, made an engulfing candle right here. We have divergence, and we have strong volume at 77. So that was and time-wise, so this was at 1 a.m., this candle, and so that's not when I'm at the computer. So I was able to get in on this candle, which formed at 5 a.m., but I was already at the computer by then. And then we had a miss up here. This is a really nice reversing candle. I call it a shooting star right there. And it's followed by a downward engulfing candle. So that's the trigger, that's the setup. And so now, as long as volume and momentum are strong in this one, this would be a fantastic fantastic trade. I think actually I took this one at night. Yeah, I just happened to, no, I missed it because I didn't. That's right. So it was at 9 p.m. That's what happened. There was one of them that I did take. I got on the computer at like 5 or 6 o'clock and ended up taking it. But I typically don't do that. So you can see how this would have worked out just fantastic if you're at the computer at 9 p.m. And I was not. So here's another one, a great setup, but no structure. So everything here looks fantastic. Look at the engulfing candle. Volume is at 90. We have divergence on our momentum. But for me, there was just no structure here. I put this block in, and it's not a place where I would normally try to take it because it's just not telling me that it wants to stop there. Everything else looks good, but I do have to have structure also. Here's another one that that's the other one. Maybe I was thinking a triple top. I think if we come this way. Yeah, so we come this way, you can see all the tops over here. So that could have been possibly a triple top that what I was looking at, but again, I didn't have any structure there. I didn't feel so. Okay, the next one over here is euro to the Canadian dollar. And that one, just absolutely nothing going on. Next one, euro to the Swiss franc. And that one we took a win in, and that was just yesterday. So we took this one, I posted it on the TradingView site and on the Facebook group. And so we had a pullback, we had a triple bottom. So in fact, I started posting this one right over in here, and it took it all the way over here. The following week, I was posting this last week. And so anyhow, so we had a really nice engulfing candle that solidified the triple bottom for me. We have volume is at 81, and look how low momentum is, and it was hooking up. So that was a no-brainer for me. I just happened to get into it at a really good. I didn't do this on purpose. It was just a matter of when I got to the computer, it was already down here. So I placed my stop where I normally would, which is just a few ticks under what the swing low was. And then I set my target for 2 to 1 and just let her rip. And that one turned out as a winner. Nothing else going on for this pair. Euro to the pound. Again, nothing in the past, nothing this week. I was waiting for a breakout right here. I felt that this was a nice pullback area. We had momentum was low, starting to hook up. Right here on this tick, we have a 90, but that's on this engulfing candle right here. So this is the trigger, and it's just simply too big. So I would be looking for a pullback, but I'm not comfortable with this even getting in it. If it would have made it and it was still down here, yes, I would have got in this trade. But because it closed all the way up here, then now I'm in an area where we have to get past this, and I feel like I'm exposed too much. So I don't want to do that. So to me, that was not an opportunity. And next one here is euro to the yen. This is one that we took a loss in, and it was a shooting star reversal setup. You can see that there's the shooting star. There's the engulfing candle. We have volume is at 74, which is fine. And momentum is high with divergence going down. So nothing wrong with that trade. It just happens once in a while. We don't win all of them. And so this guy here, I was thinking it might be trying to go down, might have had a triple top maybe, but that didn't play out. So then I was thinking, well, maybe we're going to come up here, break through it, and come back, and then bounce off of this. But obviously, momentum still has to go all the way down here, and volume would have to be extremely strong. So this is one that we're looking at next week for. Here is euro to the dollar. Love this market, very active. But this whole month, I have not gotten anything in here. I was looking at this one for a possible reversal signal, but I did not find it. And so I did not have a reason to get into this one, even though momentum was high and volume was, well, there's your volume candle right there. Everything else was small. But look at what happened. They brought this, they being big money, took this and just went way up here, wiped everybody out. Whoever was in this short got wiped out. No, we had no reason to be in that one. Pound to the Australian dollar for the week. We did take, here's this week, we got nothing in there. Last week we did take a win in this one. And we'll go over that real quick. Nice pullback up to, I'll just bring it over. So you've got 1, 2, 3 touches. And so that qualifies for the structure. And we're into structure right here. There is our trigger with the engulfing candle. And that corresponds to, volume is at 66. And momentum is up over 50 and hooking. So sometimes, this isn't solid and concrete. You can adjust this a little bit if you feel that you need to. And I adjusted the VMS I accepted the 66 on the volume because I really liked how this was playing out. And so that worked to be a winner. But that's also why I graded it an A. See if I can find that. An A and not an A+. Pound to the Canadian dollar. Well, there's a lot of stuff going on here. And so again, here's the first of the month, and then the greens are the weeklies. So this week we did pass on one. This would have been an up signal, right? So we're coming up. Yeah, we get it here, 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 and then back down. That would have been an up signal. There's an engulfing candle, so we have structure. But when you come down and you look at volume was only at 64. And look at momentum. Momentum is really shallow, so that would not be one that we would take. And it started plummeting down. That would have been a loss. And here's another one that we passed on. This would have been a down trigger. You can see momentum is pointing down. Volume is only at 43. And so that's not one that we would have taken, and it moved against it. That was another loss. So the VMS will protect you from losses. I hope you've made it this far in the video. I'm pretty much a no BS kind of guy. I like getting to the charts and telling you what my feelings are about them. I've been running this VMS system for quite a while, and it's a really good system, very consistent. But you're not trading very often. It's like, well, okay, so this one, pound to the yen, nothing going on there. And again, this is the week for pound to the dollar, and didn't see any action there. I was hoping we would get some kind of a rebound right here. This was a strong support resistance area, so I was waiting for this market to come up here, and then right here is where I wanted it to bounce, and it didn't do that. But now look at momentum is really way down. So, I guess I'd love to see a big impulsive move here and then give us some kind of a reversal. So that's what I look for, is pullbacks and reversals. As it is, and then here's one earlier in the month where, again, this, saves you from bad trades. Okay, so this could have been, let me see here. No, that's actually a new high. No, it's not either. Wah, 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 wah. Is that a new high? No, I don't think it is. So what are we doing here? We got dot, and then we're looking for a new high that goes all the way over to there. So we do get a new low right here. That's a new low, and then it comes up. So that was the thing. This one, I didn't feel like this structure was very good. There was only 2 touches in here, and this one broke, so you can't really count any of that stuff. And let's see what else. So volume was at 67, which is not great, but momentum doesn't look too bad. Yeah, it was I didn't believe in this, and so that's why I passed on this one. And again, another loss averted. So New Zealand dollar to the US dollar. This is one we took a win in recently. And that was, so this is the start. So this was the last week win, and it just happened to close out on this week, just like yesterday or whatever. And that's all that's going on here. This one I did post everywhere. This is a possible reversal. We'll see. I was waiting for this candle to print. It did not go below the hammer candle right here. See that? So if price action goes below this hammer candle, then it's not a hammer reversal anymore. So we'll be watching for that. It's very close to doing that right now. And so that's one that we're watching into next week. Dollar to the Japanese yen. And okay, so this is one that we missed it because it was at 7 p.m. And you can see we've got basically a triple top here. And there is a shooting star right there, followed by an engulfing candle. And then we came back up to it. And this one's not bad. See, we really didn't, the market hasn't stretched out yet. It looks like it could still do that. Now we have divergence on momentum. And we have, see how, this is why volume is a little confusing. You see how small this candle is? But when you look over, it's at 78. And this one right here, that's really strong, but that's on this one here. So it's not necessarily the size of the candle. It's the strength of the candle. And that's what you get over here, right there. So that was a good trade, but it didn't come in until late. And so I missed it. This move here, after it did that move, I'm not going to try and get back into this market on a trigger that was done prior to this move. It was, if it didn't move very far, then I might try to get back in or get into the market. But because it moved with a lot of strength like this, then that tells me that move might be over. So, all right, 2 more. Dollar to the African dollar. And this week, nothing. This one I passed on because of volume. And so here is a hammer. So you can see the hammer candle right there. And that one is not bad, but that one's really good. So this one came in, volume was only at 58. And although momentum was strong and the setup actually looked pretty good, we have a nice impulsive move down. It does look pretty good, but I needed volume to be stronger in order for me to get into it, and it wasn't. And lastly, we have let's see, dollar to the Canadian dollar. And this is one, to me, again, volume was too low. It was only at 58. We did have divergence on momentum here, but volume was too low. And that one went in our favor. That's just, that's the way I trade, guys. You modify this thing however you want, but I don't trade a lot, and I wait for the absolute golden eggs. So, okay, that's it for the market review for the week, and going all the way back to the first part of the month, just kind of highlighting some stuff and then what we're watching for next week. Okay, hope you have a great weekend, and we will pick this up on Monday.